One of the things that makes the horror survival genre so unique is the wide variety of themes and gameplay styles that are present within it. From eerie and atmospheric environments to pulse-pounding action, the horror survival genre has something to offer for everyone, and the games on this list are no exception. Each game on this list promises to offer a unique and terrifying experience that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Welcome to our comprehensive look at the most exciting upcoming horror survival games of 2023. The horror survival genre has come a long way in recent years, and the upcoming year promises to be a particularly fruitful one for fans of the genre. With an array of highly anticipated titles on the horizon, it's an exciting time to be a horror survival enthusiast. It's important to note that many of these games do not yet have official release dates, but considering the amount of time that has passed since they were announced, we fully expect them to hit the market in the coming year, even if in early access phase. So without further ado, let's dive in and take a look at the 15 most exciting upcoming horror survival games of 2023. Death in the Water 2 is the highly anticipated wave-based shooter from indie game developer Lighthouse Games Studio. The game combines elements of horror and action, immersing players in an open-world underwater map where they must explore ruins, wrecks, and reefs, all while being hunted by sharks and other creatures controlled by the game's primary antagonist, the Kraken. The gameplay starts with elements of exploration and builds tension as players search for treasure and collectibles, but at any point during the dive the Kraken can launch a mind control attack and trigger a feeding frenzy, with players as the primary target. The game promises to be an addictive and thrilling experience, testing players' limits and pushing them to survive and emerge victorious against all odds. The game is set to release on January 26th. Dead Space is a remake of one of the best sci-fi survival horror games, fully rebuilt from the ground up to offer a deeper and more immersive experience. The game is scheduled to be released on January 27th. It follows engineer Isaac Clarke as he is sent on a mission to repair a mining ship, the USG Ishimura, only to discover that something has gone horribly wrong. The ship's crew has been slaughtered and Isaac's partner, Nicole, is lost somewhere on board. Left alone, armed with only his engineering tools, Isaac has to race against time to find Nicole and uncover the nightmarish mystery of what happened on the Ishimura, while also fighting necromorphs, hostile creatures that roam the ship. The game features elevated visual fidelity, atmospheric audio, and improved gameplay while staying true to the original thrilling vision. Sons of the Forest is the next highly anticipated open-world survival horror game from the creators of The Forest. The game follows players as they are sent to find a missing billionaire on a remote island, only to find themselves trapped in a cannibal-infested nightmare. The game offers players complete freedom to explore the world and survive as they see fit, with no NPCs giving them orders or missions. Players will have to fight off demons, both human-like and monstrous, using weapons such as pistols, axes, and stun batons. The game also offers crafting and building, and players will have to learn to adapt to the changing seasons, as resources and food become scarce in winter. It also offers co-op gameplay for players to share items and work together to build defenses, explore the island with friends. The game has no official release date yet, but is expected to release in February. Resident Evil 4 is another highly anticipated remake of the classic survival horror game. Scheduled to release on March 24th, the game takes place 6 years after the biological disaster in Raccoon City. The player takes on the role of Agent Leon S. Kennedy, one of the survivors of the incident, who has been sent to rescue the president's kidnapped daughter. He tracks her to a secluded European village, where he discovers that something is terribly wrong with the locals. The game features modernized gameplay, a reimagined storyline, and vividly detailed graphics, making it a true rebirth of the classic franchise. Fans of the genre can expect a thrilling and terrifying experience, as they relive the nightmare that revolutionized survival horror. Amnesia: The Bunker is an upcoming first-person horror game from the developers of Soma and the original Amnesia series. The game is set to release in March 2023. Players will be placed in the shoes of the French soldier Henri Clement, who is left all alone in a desolate World War I bunker, with only one bullet remaining in the barrel, and it's up to the player to find their way out alive and keep the lights on. The game features an intense and immersive gameplay. With a high level of tension, players must adapt to the unpredictable behavior of the enemies. The game features a semi-open world. Players can experiment and explore in order to find their way out and solve the mysteries of the bunker, unraveling the nightmares that lurk within. The game's actions will affect the outcome of the game, making every decision the players make important and carries consequence. Rooted is an upcoming post-apocalyptic survival game set in the year 2100, where players will take on the role of one of the few survivors in a world that has collapsed due to global bacteriological warfare. The game features an open world that players can explore alone or with friends, scavenging for resources and supplies to improve their camp and defend themselves from various threats that they will face along the way. Rooted offers both solo and co-op play, and players can even join in with other players' game session and join forces with them. The game features an intricate crafting system that allows players to repair and upgrade their equipment, weapons, and base. Rooted is still under development, and there is no official release date. However, developers are hopeful that it will release in 2023. Routine is an upcoming first-person sci-fi horror game set in an abandoned lunar base designed around an 80s vision of the future. In the game, players take on the role of a character who is investigating the sudden silence of the base, but as the player progresses, they soon realize they are facing an enemy who views the player as the main threat. The game features an open environment where players can explore contrasting sectors of the lunar station, such as abandoned malls and deteriorating living quarters. Routine includes immersive gameplay mechanics such as full body awareness, dead zone aiming, and minimal UI that helps create a gripping and atmospheric experience. Players will also have to find modules which unlock new functionality for their Cosmonaut Assistance tool, which is the only weapon to defend themselves from the hostile force. The game has no official release date yet. The Outlast Trials is a first-person survival horror title from the developer Red Barrels. Set in the Cold War era, players take on the role of human guinea pigs who are involuntarily recruited by the Murkoff Corporation to test advanced methods of brainwashing and mind control. In this world of distrust, fear, and violence, players will be challenged morally, mentally, and physically in the name of progress, science, and profit. The game can be played solo or with friends, in teams of 2, 3, or 4 players. Players will have to hide and run from enemies, using tools and upgrades to increase stealth capabilities, create opportunities to flee, slow down enemies, and more. The Outlast Trials also offers character customization options, allowing players to choose their tools, upgrades, and perks to fit their playstyle and create their own trial patient. Additionally, players can decorate their cells and collect documents and items to help prove Murkoff's malpractice against its patients. New Outlast is expected to be released in Q1 or Q2 of this year. Aftermath is a post-apocalyptic horror survival game where players take on the role of Charlie Gray, an astronaut stranded in a desolate and post-apocalyptic world. Struggling against mysterious alien forces, she must also grapple with deep questions about humanity's ability to endure. With stunning visuals from acclaimed artist Alessandro Bavarii, players must use their ingenuity to craft weapons and tools and navigate the urban landscape to evade and confront alien threats. Exploring a dark and atmospheric world, players must also manage their physical and mental health to unravel the mysteries of the world and find a missing loved one. The game features an original soundtrack from notable artists like Uncle and Planet Funk. Incubus: A Ghost Hunter's Tale is a first-person, survival horror game set in a haunted house. Players will take on the role of a ghost hunter tasked with investigating the mysterious occurrences at a real-life location, using real-world ghost hunting gadgets to uncover the truth behind the house's malevolent forces. The game will feature a 360-degree view of the house and a soundtrack recorded on location to add to the realism of the experience. Players will have to deal with AI-driven paranormal activity based on actual witness statements and solve puzzles and identify ghosts to uncover the story behind the haunting. Incubus will conclude with a satisfying ending based on the witnesses' accounts. Into the Dead: Our Darkest Days is a post-apocalyptic side-scrolling survival game that places players in the role of a group leader trying to guide a group of survivors to safety during a zombie outbreak. The game takes place in the fictional city of Walton City, Texas in the year 1980. Players must make strategic decisions, scavenge for resources, and craft weapons to protect their group from the relentless zombie hordes. As the group travels through the city, they will encounter both zombies and other survivors, forcing players to decide whether to engage in combat or avoid confrontation. The game also features upgradable shelters and a dynamic urban environment that changes over time, making each playthrough a unique experience. The ultimate goal is to lead the group to a rumored safe zone outside the city and ensure the survival of as many group members as possible. Outbreak Island is a survival game where players take on the role of a survivor on an island overrun by a radioactive outbreak. Players must balance scavenging for resources and defending against mutated creatures while exploring the dynamic, open-world environment. Players can master new skills, use a variety of weapons, and scavenge vehicles to survive on the island as they explore the 20 square kilometers landscape. The game challenges players to find food and shelter while navigating the deteriorating island as the outbreak worsens. The game offers a unique experience of scavenging, crafting, and defending themselves in an open world with different locations and landscapes. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is an upcoming horror survival game based on the iconic 1974 horror film of the same name. The game offers players the opportunity to take on the role of one of the notorious Slaughter family members or as one of their victims. As a member of the Slaughter family, players will be tasked with tracking down and preventing their guests from escaping. On the other hand, players who take on the role of the victims will need to use their wits and stealth to stay out of the family's reach and find the tools they need to eventually escape. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre will offer players the chance to truly immerse themselves in the terrifying world of the 1974 film and discover if they have what it takes to survive against the relentless Slaughter family. Killer Klowns from Outer Space. The game brings the iconic 80s horror film to life with its asymmetrical multiplayer gameplay. Players can take on the role of the Killer Klowns, hunting down the citizens of Crescent Cove, or play as the citizens fighting for survival against the alien invasion. The game boasts unique hide-and-seek gameplay, randomly generated map layouts, and dynamic objectives, offering a fresh take on the horror genre. With the ability to customize your clown or citizen, the game allows a new level of replayability. This game is a unique and exciting addition to the horror game genre that any fan should definitely check out. Silent Hill 2 is a highly anticipated horror survival game that takes players on a terrifying journey through the foggy streets of Silent Hill. Players will take on the role of James, a man who receives a letter from his deceased wife, leading him to the town where they shared many memories. In the hope of seeing her one more time, James sets out to Silent Hill, where he discovers a woman eerily similar to his wife. Players will explore the eerie town, facing terrifying creatures and unraveling the secrets of Silent Hill, all while trying to survive. With chilling visuals and visceral sounds, Silent Hill 2 is set to be a masterclass in psychological survival horror and a must-play for fans of the genre. And that concludes our list of the 15 most exciting upcoming horror survival games of 2023. We hope you enjoyed it and are excited for these terrifying new titles to be released. Even though some of these games don't have release dates yet, we're looking forward to see them on the market in the coming year, even on early access. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming content like this one. Be sure to stay tuned for more updates and information on these awesome upcoming titles. See ya in the next video.